What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Trades and Gains and Investor Central Club. And it's another day, another reminder that the stock market is basically a casino where the house always wins, and you're just praying your chips don't get taken by Palantir before happy hour. The Dow, flat. The S&P, down. The Nasdaq got its ass kicked so hard, it's filing for workers' comp. Honestly, it looked like AI stocks went from artificial intelligence to artificially inflated. I have been warning you guys about this, by the way. I told you, look what happened with predictive analytics, that the time for just fluffing McFluffins was over. But let's start with the tech wreck, because none of you apparently watch these videos, let alone listen to what I have to say for some reason. So keep fading me, please. Palantir, everyone's favorite spooky CIA adjacent data company, dropped 9%. That's not a stock move. That's a trust fall without anyone catching you. AMD's down 5%. NVIDIA's off 3.5%. Remember when NVIDIA could do no wrong? Well, now Wall Street's treating it like that one guy at the party who won't shut up about ChatGPT. Like, yeah, bro, we get it. You're running the future, but could you stop killing my portfolio? And here's the thing. When the generals retreat, the army retreats. Nasdaq is 50%, just Apple, NVIDIA, Microsoft, and the ghost of Elon's latest meltdown. If those guys stumble, the whole index is going to faceplant. But while the sexy AI plays were bleeding, money was flowing into, wait for it, utilities. Yeah, the sector that makes watching paint dry look like the Super Bowl. Utilities, healthcare, consumer staples all had a good day. Translation, Wall Street just discovered that people still need electricity, toilet paper, and insulin, even if the robots don't become self-aware this quarter. This is called rotation. Investors finally realized you can't keep bidding up the same 7 stocks forever. You got to spread the love. It's like dating. Eventually you realize Tinder models aren't marriage material, so you settle down with a nice, stable utility company that pays dividends. And speaking of boring but important, retail earnings are here. Home Depot popped 3% after posting steady U.S. sales growth. Translation, we're not building McMansions anymore, but people are still buying enough lumber to fix the deck where dad cries about tariffs. Target reports on Wednesday, Walmart on Thursday. This is the real consumer stress test, because if Walmart shoppers stop buying, America stops buying, period. If you can't afford your great value mac and cheese anymore, it's not just a recession, it's an apocalypse, because they're coming for the ramen next. Now, next up, we have tariffs, inflation, and wage growth. All of it will show up in these earnings. Forget the Fed. If Walmart sneezes, the S&P will definitely catch pneumonia here. Now, let's talk about Intel. Remember Intel, the chip company that's been playing second fiddle to NVIDIA for a decade? Well, guess what? It's back, baby. Intel jumped 7% after SoftBank dropped $2 billion on it. We did a deeper dive video, check it out on the channel, and Trump floated the idea of the U.S. government taking 10% stake. Yes, Intel is no longer just a company. It's becoming a national security project. Next thing you know, your laptop will come with a Pentagon warranty. Blue screen of death, don't worry, we'll send in the Marines. This is what happens when AI and geopolitics collide. We're basically subsidizing semiconductors the way we used to subsidize corn, except instead of high fructose corn syrup, we're churning out high fructose GPUs. Meanwhile, in the crypto world, Bitcoin dropped 2.5%, about 113K. Ether slid 3%, but don't worry, the hype machine is alive and well. Bernstein says Bitcoin can hit 200K in the next 6 to 12 months. Look, I like crypto like anybody else, but you can't just keep yelling Bitcoin to the moon every time the price wobbles. At some point, people need rent money. And as Bernstein actually warned, if inflation spikes and growth slows, people stop buying Bitcoin and start buying bread, which, by the way, is the one commodity that actually feeds you. Still, we're in a new phase of crypto. It's not dead, it's just winded. Like your uncle after climbing one flight of stairs, needs a minute, then he's back ranting about gold. Let's talk about the real show. Jerome Powell at Jackson Hole this Friday. his last big speech as Fed chair, his Super Bowl, his swan song, his farewell tour, like Elton John, but with worse hair and higher rates. Markets are waiting to see if Powell says we're cutting rates in September, pop the champagne, or sorry kids, daddy still thinks inflation is too high. The big rumor is Powell's scrapping the whole average inflation targeting policy and going back to a straight 2% goal, basically admitting that his big 2020 innovation was about as useful as an NFT. So yeah, congrats to everyone who bought into that bullshit. Bond markets aren't expecting fireworks until late 2025, but Powell's words matters. If he sounds dovish, markets are going to rip. If he sounds hawkish, markets are going to puke. Simple as that. Friday is the market's Super Bowl, except instead of touchdowns, we get charts of the 10-year yield. Super exciting, right? Get those panties moist. Anyway, so what's the bottom line here? Tech ain't untouchable anymore. The AI hype machine is starting to creak. Money is rotating into the boring stuff. Utilities are suddenly hot, which is a phrase I thought I'd never say. Retail earnings this week are the consumer's report card. Target and Walmart will tell us if America is still spending or just pretending. Intel is now half company, half government agency. Bitcoin's taking a nap but could still rip. And Friday, all eyes are on Big Daddy Powell. One speech could decide whether September is a victory lap for bulls or the start of some autumn pain. So buckle up. The rally might still have legs, but right now it's looking like those legs just ran a marathon and they're starting to cramp. I'm Max Pitts. This is Trades and Gains and Investor Central Club. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share, turn on those bell notifications, and put down your most controversial take in the comments. I will see you guys in the next one.